And this is basically what the finished animation will look like. Let me just show you just how many layers it has. Each one of these layers accounts for a different part of the imagery here. So you can see it's quite an elaborate layered landscape. So I'm going to do this from scratch just to show you how to do it. File, New, Full HD, 24 frames per second, HTML5 canvas. Create. All right, so let me just make it a little smaller so I can see the whole stage. And I'm going to do File, Import, Import to Library. And I'm going to take my scrolling city backdrop and I'm going to open it. Now, in this case, I want to select all the layers and I want to convert the layers to animate layers. Okay. So now, import, and you will see them in your library here. They're all the layers. So what you're going to do is you start pulling in the layers and you have to add layers on your timeline. So let's start with the background. I'm going to take the background and I'm going to collapse the library for just 1 minute, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this very long background. Okay, I'm going to go to the timeline. I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a motion tween, and it's going to tell me that it can't be tweened unless you convert it to a symbol. So I'm going to say yes, I want to convert it to a symbol. There I go. So I need to determine how long my animation is going to be. I'm going to make it 9 seconds. And now I'm going to take my background and I'm going to drag it across here. And that tells me that in 9 seconds, my background is going to scroll that far. All right. There I go. So now I need to add another layer. And I need to take the next All right. Now, in this case, I want it to be twice as long as my city. So I'm just going to grab this and grab this. And I can arrange them. There we go. Now this one's in front. So now I'm just going to take this and put them together. And I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to lock that. Okay. So I want to select both of these. So let me just... There we go. Now they're both selected. All right. So okay. So I'm going to take this. I'll collapse the library temporarily so I can see. And got everything I want on this layer. Maybe I want to take another one of these and drag it on here. And if I don't want that showing, I can just hit modify, arrange, and send to the back. And there I have some nice overlapping city. All right, that's one layer of my city. Now I want to select everything, so I'm just going to drag this across, select everything, and I'm going to bring it up here because it's the next layer after my background, so it should be far away. So now let me open up my library and let me bring my foreground stuff in, which should be at the bottom. So there, that's a good, there we go. Okay. And so I want to send this backwards, send backwards, arrange, send backwards. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to take this entire layered background and I think I want to take, let me just do Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. I'm going to take this background, this setting that I have here, and I need to create a motion tween with it. So, create motion tween. I'm going to turn it into a symbol, and I'm now going to go all the way to the end here, and I'm going to take this and my motion tween says it's going to go all the way there. So as the movie progresses, my entire background is going to scroll that way. So now I'm going to create another layer for my foreground. So let's lock this layer and let's go up here to the top layer and we'll go to my library and I think I can take this. Let's see, and this. Let's see, and I'm going to change the order, modify, send to the back. Okay, good. Now we'll take this and this. Here we go. We want to select both of them, so I'll just bring them up here. Okay, and let's collapse our library again. And let's say that we're going to create a motion tween again. So we'll just do create motion tween. Going to turn it into a symbol. Going to go to the end of my animation. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to drag it across. So there I've created a motion path. So right now, this is what my movie looks like. Hold on. There we go. Let's start at the beginning here. Okay. Right now, this is what our movie looks like. Okay, so I'm going to hide the top layer, and in here I'm going to make a tree. So I'm just going to use the shape tool to make a tree. So I've got the take the ellipse tool, and I'm going to add a new layer here. Underneath the hidden layer. There we go. Okay, so starting at the beginning, this is that's that. What happened to my city? Control. There we go. Right. This is the top layer. I'm going down here and I'm adding another layer. Okay. Here in this new layer, let me just lock the top layer. Okay, in this new layer, I want to make a tree. So I've got my shape tool and I'm going to make a bunch of ovals. And I will make a brown rectangle for the trunk. I don't want to do that. I want to be a rectangle. All right. I'll make another brown rectangle for the branches, which I will then rotate. Let's see if I can take some of the foliage and bring it to the front. Modify, arrange into front. I'll make some more foliage on top. There we go. There's my tree. Now I'm going to take my entire tree in this new layer. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to create a motion tween. So let's go to the end of our animation. Now actually, I'd like to change its space in the beginning to way over here. All right, so this is what our movie's going to look like. Okay, at the beginning, the tree is here. Great motion tween. At the end, the tree will be way down here, off the edge. Okay, so now let's see what our video looks like now. Not bad. Now let's unhide that top layer. And let's take a look at what it looks like now. Okay, kind of interesting. Just going to go to the very beginning. And I'm going to lift up this shape a little bit. I'll lift it up at the end too. That gives me a nice foreground area. So now I'll lock all the other